Joined in the studio by Kevin Southam. Morning, Kevin.
Morning, how you doing?
Good. Now, you're not only one of Dubai's best quiz night hosts, I would say in the top two.
You're definitely joint top, I'd say, at least.
But you're also an official Guinness World Records adjudicator.
I am, yeah, for my sins, yeah.
It's
Good
amazing.
Fun. It is amazing. It is amazing. I have a day job, as you mentioned, but when people ask me, what do you do? And I say I'm a Guinness World Records adjudicator. It's a conversation starter. You know, people love it. Because
everybody grows up with the Guinness Book of World Records. I've had them since I can remember, really.
Yeah.
And used to be on the TV, so I used to watch Roy Castle and Norris McWhirter.
Yeah, with his photographic memory.
And you never knew who was behind it all or anything like that. You didn't know these things happen. I think these days you see the adjudicators a lot more on Britain's Got Talent and things like this. But you never knew about that back in the day.
Guinness World Records started in 1955, actually. It was just a couple of guys at a shooting party, and they were thinking about, which is the fastest game bird. Sounds very 1955 shooting party, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they couldn't decide whether it was, one bird or another. So they said, what we need is a book or some kind of repository for this. Yeah, exactly, a reference book for this type of material. And that's how it really started from there. And Norris and his brother Ross, who was his twin brother, they started it back in the early 60s, really publishing the book, and it's really gone from there, strength to strength.
So how does one go about becoming an adjudicator?
In my case, it was through the quiz that I do. A bunch of guys from Guinness World Records were at the quiz that I host, and they had said, look, we're looking for someone who's comfortable in front of potentially 20, 30,000 people, but also an individual, a small individual group as well, who can engage with them, but was also impartial. You've got to be pretty straight and can judge any record purely on its merits, unswervable. And so I had some interviews with the head of records. I think you've met him, Marco Frigatti.
Marco, he was the guy back in the day. Yeah,
absolutely. So he's a global head of records now. So
global head of records.
And
what
amazing.
A head!
Quite. Yeah, it's an amazing job, isn't it? The head of records for Guinness World Records.
I'm listening. I'm mentally ticking the boxes here. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this until you got to the honest bit, and then that's when it started. I want the jacket. You're wearing the jacket today. We're going to put the video online. It's a great. There are a couple of jackets that I want in life. One is the umpire's jacket, the Ralph Lauren jacket from Wimbledon.
Yep.
But the Guinness jacket's cool. You got the gold buttons on the blazer.
Yeah, there's a bit of gold piping as well. So,
beautiful.
Well, if it's just the gold piping and the buttons you're after, then I can refer you to some places in Satwa that can make something for you.
Guinness World Record cargo pants is my way. So you're an adjudicator in Dubai, a place that's not shy about breaking world records.
No, absolutely not, no.
What have they been breaking lately in Dubai?
Actually, in Abu Dhabi, there was a nice record broken just yesterday, I think it was. The team from VPS Healthcare broke the longest awareness ribbon, which so this was for breast cancer awareness.
Of course,
which is obviously a great cause. So a lot of the records we do, particularly for corporate records or records organised by companies, are for charitable causes or for raising awareness or something. This was breast awareness, and they broke an awareness ribbon record for 4,103 meters. That's 4.1 kilometres. That is a huge...
That is big.
That is a really, really big ribbon.
What's the strangest record you've been asked to adjudicate on?
I don't have strange records. I'm not sure about strange records. The most fun record I did was the first one that I did, which was domino drop shots. And domino drop shot, if you think of dominoes, the sort of flick one and they all fall. Yeah. Well, the drop shots is drink glasses, kind of large drink glasses, all in a line, and then balanced between them are shot glasses.
Right.
So you flick the first.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah. So you flick the first one, and then they all fall in a line. And this was more than 6,000 of these glasses. It took these guys 48 hours to set them all up.
Yeah.
And the reason it was fun because, when they eventually got around to doing the record, you can imagine the noise that was coming from all of these glasses knocking. But actually, that just before they started, they were on the PA talking about, we're just going to do this record and the Guinness World Records is here. But it was because it was inside and it was on a PA, the bass from the PA.
It knocked it.
People just turned around. I can hear something, and you hear this.
Oh no!
Yeah, and of course it got louder, and there were people going, "Oh no!" no, it stopped trying to stop the glasses from going.
When you see that with the dominoes, it's a heartbreaker.
Absolutely. And well, this poor guy had spent 2 days setting this up with his team. I mean, I think it was nearly 1,000 that had gone down in the end. So they had to spend the next 4 hours resetting 1,000 of these glasses. And I'd gone thinking, this is going to be easy. This is, they'll knock it down. It's going to be a long line of glasses, and then they'll just count them, and it's kind of done. But actually, it was, in the end, it turned out to be a 6-hour, almost a marathon record.
Yeah, so you had to sit there in the bar and wait for 6 hours. What a nightmare!
Terrible, yeah.
Hardest job in the world. Have you ever broken any records yourself?
No, I haven't. I'm not allowed.
If you work for them, you're not allowed to break them?
No, absolutely. I suppose it's a conflict of interest. I'm not allowed to self-adjudicate either.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so...
it's illegal in some countries.
It certainly is. But no, you could break some records. I know there's a couple of radio records that were broken recently. Some of the guys in Dubai, one of your competitor stations, I won't mention them, they did a marathon radio presentation, 106 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh my God! I've got to tell you, whenever I hear about that one, because colleagues of mine in Britain have done it before, I always think to myself, people don't want to listen to me for these 3 hours that I'm on. What's the shortest radio show ever? That's the one I want to have a go at doing, the shortest one.
105 hours.
No way do I want to do it. I'm at a push to do 3. So, you're here this morning.
I am.
Why are you here this morning?
Well, I'm here to right a wrong.
Oh, I like that. It sounds like a film trailer.
It's not just a wrong, it's a heinous wrong. I know back in the day, you'd set a Guinness World Records title. A little birdie had told me that, I think it was last week you were mentioning it.
Yes, we're talking about it on air.
Yeah, that you'd set a title, but you didn't get a certificate. No. So I went to our little Guinness World Records elves, and we have a huge base, 40,000 records in our database. So obviously we have a huge warehouse, a bit like at the end of Indiana Jones, where they have that huge warehouse.
Yes, yeah.
It's probably something like that. And they looked back through the archives, and under Catboy was this record that you'd set, albeit it was for a relatively short period of time, but
we should point this out. Well, the record, because it was a day of records, and I was working with Mercedes at the time, and we broke one for the longest convoy, but I was just part of that, so I don't think I got there. But then on stage, I was hosting the show, and Marco was there, your boss, and he said, why don't you have a go at one of these?
Yeah.
And I did. Now, until today, I thought I was the first person ever to try it, because I thought, well, there's no way I'm a record breaker. But you said it had been done before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even for new records, we set a minimum bar.
A minimum bar, yeah.
I mean, I saw
Amazing.
a meme online for the most number of golf balls inside a phone box, and there was like 3 golf balls in there. So it doesn't exist, so this must be the record.
Right.
It doesn't work quite like that. But your particular record was a previous record, and it was for the most clothes pegs clipped on a hand in 1 minute.
I mean, I'm up there with the Beatles, with Usain Bolt. All the big record holders,
You and Usain Bolt side by side.
Putting pegs on my hand.
So what was it? It was a live event, I think.
It was a live event. I was on stage, so I was under the studio lights. A lot of pressure, no practice. I'd never done it before.
It's not easy doing these things, that's for sure.
A lot of loose skin on my hand, though. And I can't even remember how many I did. Do you know how many I did? Can you remember?
I can remember, because the GWR elves came back to me with all the information.
Okay.
And as a result, I've got here
a proper certificate. Hold that up for the camera, because that is amazing.
Guinness World Records certificate. The most closed pegs clipped on one hand in a minute is 30, and was achieved by Catboy.
Tremendous.
At the Bab El Shams Desert Resort and Spa, Dubai, on the 21st of April 2007.
I can see why you'd said dessert looking at me now. And what happened there is I did that, and then we invited the guys, the audience, the listeners to come up, and the next guy on stage broke the record straight after.
Absolutely.
With very big hands.
Well, lots of skin, as you said. But you know what? You were a record holder, albeit for 5 minutes. So
hey, that'll do me.
Yeah, and anyone who breaks the Guinness World Records title gets a certificate.
I'm really proud. I'm getting. Do you know? I've got goosebumps. I didn't think I would. I thought I'd be mocking this, but I've got goosebumps.
It's a big moment.
It's a big day.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Thank you very much for coming in. We'll take some pictures and we'll get the video online today. And it's been absolutely great to see you.
Nice to meet you.
And your quiz is tomorrow night at Fibbers. I'll give you.
Oh, you're the best. Yeah, Tuesday night, Fib and McGee's.
It's better than mine.
This is Dubai 92.